Hello, people. Just some useful tips for all those stranded Australians in India who have got confirmed tickets and who are returning to Australia soon. Rather than the passport and a legitimate visa, of course, that can be referenced in the Home Affairs website. Please check if you're eligible to travel during this difficult time. Rather than the passport and the visa, you might also need something that's called Australian Travel Declaration. Please bear in mind that every individual who's traveling need to complete that form. So if you are a family of three, all three need to complete that form individually, and then you will get an email acknowledgement saying that your application has been assessed. That email will also have a scannable QR code that might be subject to check in the departure airport. So it's very important that you have a hard copy of that form. Okay, so that's Australian Travel Declaration. The next thing is something that's called a quarantine arrival form for respective states. For example, in Victoria, you've got a mandatory quarantine arrival form. Please refer to the respective state government website. It's very important that you complete that form and keep hard copies of that also. Okay, so you've got a countrywide form and then you have a statewide form. Make sure you fill in. Another thing is please make sure that you've got your RT-PCRs done. Okay, and while doing RT-PCR, check the country through which you're transiting. Okay, because at present Australia has not made it mandatory for you to have RT-PCRs done. I haven't been questioned if I have got my RT-PCR done on arrival, but I have been asked in Doha. I transited through Doha, so they asked me if I've got a RT-PCR done within 48 hours. I think UAE is 72 hours. Please check the respective country's website and make sure you have the RT-PCR done only from ICMR approved laboratory. So ICMR stands for Indian Council of Medical Research. So ICMR has actually released a list of hospitals and testing centers from which RT-PCRs can be approved by the overseas countries. Make sure you visit the ICMR website and check. Okay, so you have once you've got the RT-PCRs done within either 72 or 48 hours, that will add to your comfort. So you'll have RT-PCRs, statewide, countrywide forms, and along with your visa and passport documents. After having all these forms, and while you get ready, please make sure that you have got sufficient time in the airport. So please make sure that you arrive at least 4 hours before departure. Okay, because with Australia, I have been told by the respected airline authorities that Australia's check-in is taking much longer than expected. So they are going through all these documents, and I have been even asked if I've got sufficient funds to fill up my quarantine cost. So for God's grace, I could produce bank statement to establish that I can cover my quarantine costs. So please make sure that you've got that also with you. Okay, so once you go through these check-in, please make sure that you abide to whatever the authorities say while in transiting. Also, we had transit in Qatar. It was a pretty long transit. It was a 14-hour transit. We availed the launch facilities. It was kind of $150 for one person for 6 hours, but even then the food was complimentary. We could catch up some sleep as well. So that was good. So please make sure you spend some money for your comfort as well, because the entire journey might be long depending upon your transit hours. On arrival, before disembarking your flight, it might be a good idea to freshen up. You go to the loo and kind of stuff, because the reason why I told you it might sound minor is because the moment from disembarking to the moment you reach the hotel quarantine, the whole process might take some time. Okay, it might be a couple of hours depending upon your luck or something. So please make yourself comfortable before disembarking your flight. And then once you disembark the flight, you might want to go through minor checkpoints asking if you have completed the Victorian quarantine form. They might give you new mask, etc. And then of course you might be forwarded to the usual baggage clearance. And after the baggage clearance, what happens is you will be given something that's called mandatory detention notice. Please don't be scary when you hear that. A detention notice is just an official document that says that you will be hotel quarantined for 14 days. So there's nothing to worry about it. And obviously you will be forwarded to your hotels. And once you finish your quarantine in a hotel, you'll get an end of detention notice. So that's all good. You'll be getting tested in day 3, day 11. So that's about it. So please make sure that you keep these tips in mind, and hopefully I've provided you some useful information. If you want another handy tips regarding flights to Australia, please keep updated to our channel. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.